Alright, so Phenix is a guy who's obsessed with fire. He's a free agent you get in Valorant, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be drawn towards him. So in today's video, I'm going to show you his abilities and just how they work. Just to give people an overall understanding of the character. This is on console because, you know, there's thousands of them. The game is still relatively new to console. There's a lot on PC, and on console I feel like his curveball especially is better, but I'll get into that later. First up, you have your circle. If you're on PlayStation, if you're on Xbox, it's B. It's a wall of fire, right? You shoot and it goes up. If it hits a wall, it's going to stop. Other than that, it does have a distance, obviously. So try to be careful and not use it too close to a wall. Otherwise, you have a tiny wall like this one here, and you don't want that. Like, what's that gonna do? That's just a waste of your ability. You only get one of them, so be careful on how you do it. Anyway, you throw up, it's a wall of fire. If you're standing in it and you're not full HP, it heals you until that wall goes down. Alright, once the wall stops, it will stop healing you. If an enemy is, you know, walking through it or gets touched by it, they will be burned by it. You'll see he dies there. Enemies also stop the wall though, so you know, be careful with that. I'm pretty sure teammates do too. If teammates walk into it, they're also going to get burned by it too. So do be careful, do not burn your teammates. If you hold down your trigger button and look left, the wall will go left. You look right, the wall will go right. Useful if you want to cover multiple angles with one wall. Maybe if you don't want to go right up next to the wall and you want to block it, you can do something like that. More practice, obviously, you'll get better with it over time. But that's just firewall. Very simple. It's a wall of fire, you know. Look left or right to curve whatever direction you want. You can make it do a zigzag. Interesting, little fun thing to mess around with. Next up is his curveball, though. This ball goes left if you hit L2, or right if you hit R2. It curves whatever direction you tell it to, right? If you're looking at it, you'll be blinded. So it's good to be behind a wall, throw it in there, blind an enemy, throw it in there, blind an enemy, and then get a free couple of shots off if you're, you know, good at crosshair placement or smack them in the head, even if you get lucky with like a vandal, right? I missed the head. I'm terrible at this game. Boom. Fun kills. Same thing with the right. You just hit R2 this time. Be careful though, because if you get caught, you know, you peek a little bit too early, you throw it in, you're blinded too, you just wasted it. You throw it in, your teammate goes in, they get blinded, that's no fun. Very simple. It's just a ball that goes left or right. You get up to 2 of them per round if you buy 2 of them. Useful for swinging on offense. Useful for blinding them on defense too. If you hear I'm coming up and there's 3 or 4 of them, you can always just blind and get to a better position. You can also throw your wall of fire up, kind of keep them out, because with the wall of fire, I forgot to mention, much like any other smoke, if you're in the right position, you see, you're gonna see them before they see you. You're gonna see them coming through before they're able to see you waiting there on them, so you have an advantage there. Same with smokes. Alright, on to his fireball though, his R1. It's a ball of fire. You know, you aim it, you throw it at him. If it hits an enemy, it'll bounce off. If it hits a wall, it'll bounce off those too. It does have a certain distance though before it just drops straight down. Right. How high? How far does it go? Yeah, you'll see where it just kind of decides it wants to go straight down. It does have a distance. If you're standing in it, same thing as the wall, it'll heal you and only you. It'll damage the enemy Phenix, it'll damage your teammates, it will damage the enemies. It's very helpful for if there's an enemy in a corner. Say there's an enemy in there, you know, you toss it in there, they're forced to come out. They have to come out now. It's even worse if you really want to be mean, you toss it in, you toss your wall up, Or I guess you toss your wall up first and then toss your R1 in and sit here and wait to see their gun and then shoot them, because they don't know if you're standing right here. They don't know if you're standing over here. They don't know if you're standing over here. Very mean to do to somebody, though. More importantly, though, on offense, when you plant the spike, let's say you've planted the spike, they go to defuse it, you just toss it onto the spike. They cannot defuse the spike with that on them, otherwise they're going to die. Here's what it looks like. Look at the damage. So, they're dead. They're not surviving that. Unless you somehow, you know, completely miss it and don't hit them at all. Very useful at defending them and stopping them from defusing the spike. It's also good on defense, though. It's perfectly fine on defense. Back to the situation where there's 4 people coming down this hallway. You can toss it here. If they're overly aggressive and you catch them in it, they're each getting burned for probably 30. And now, you know, you got a bunch of people who are 120, you're 150. You got a slight advantage there, right? You get an extra shot off. You'll be alright. You have an advantage. If they're not, though, then you have bought yourself sufficient time to get people over to help you defend. You're kind of wasting their time on defense, or if you're really lucky and they're stupid enough to walk into a corner, pretty easy kill there. Because even if you catch them in it, and you, let's say you hit them 2 or 3 times for 80 damage, 120 damage, if you hit them 3 times with a Vandal, they're dead. They die to the fire plus your 3 shots with a Vandal. So if you get them caught in a corner, you get a few people coming at you, you can always throw that in. You can throw your wall of fire. I don't know why you throw it like that. You can just throw your wall of fire this way and watch for them to come through and shoot them when they come through. Probably get a lucky shot off, even if you're terrible at the game and don't know where to put your crosshair, like I do a lot of the time. It's a process. You work on it. You get a lucky shot off, get a lucky kill, hit them in the head once or twice, get a lucky kill. Very beneficial at kind of stopping the enemy team from doing what they want to do, right? They want to defuse the spike. They can't do it because there's a giant wall of fire. Giant thing of fire. If they're defusing the spike too, you can also throw your wall at them. If you're, you know, you still have that. They also have a hard time defusing the spike. Then, really good at stopping the enemy team from what they want to do. Especially with your ult. Your ult commonly on offense uses scouting tools. You know, you peek around a corner on A, see how many there are. You're probably going to get minked in the head immediately if you're in any higher rank. But that's good because now you know that there's 3 people on A, probably 2 people on B. They might even rotate to A, or if you're trying to use mind games, they might go to B thinking you're going to go to B. You know that there's 3 of them on A, though. That's the main point. You know how many are on A. You know where some of them are. They got to scramble around, otherwise they're at a disadvantage, because if you know that there's one, let's say you swing the corner and you get minked, but you see somebody here, somebody there, and somebody over here, you now know where they are. So if, let's say you blind them, this guy, and that guy are all looking at it. They're all going to be blinded. Which isn't good, because if you blind them, this guy, especially the one over here, is probably guaranteed to die if you're not alone. Somebody on your team is going to get a lucky shot off on him. And now there's 2 of them, one of which is still up top. You have 2 curveballs. If you bought 2 of them, you throw it in, blind that guy. If you get that guy, what's this guy going to do in here? What's he going to do? He is completely screwed. You can literally throw a wall of fire up and wait for him to come out. Wait till you see that gun. He's in a very tough position. And now your ult has got you 3 kills. Very simple. Even if you're alone, they go to the, let's say they're planting this, they go to defuse the spike, alright? You bop around, they stop defusing the spike, they shoot you, you go back. Because you missed a shot and they didn't. They now need to go back to defuse the spike, you come back. You can really waste their time. And that's not something you want to have happening when you're defusing the spike. All in all, though, I'd say his ult is just there to kind of scare him a bit, right? Because even, as we all know, a lot of guns one-shot. If 4 of them come here, I pop my ult, and I get 1 lucky shot off that, they're dead. They do not want to be running up that hallway just out of pure fear that they might get minked completely for free. You can't really trade. You know, if I'm over here and I kill a guy, get shot, I'm back over here. You can't really trade anything there. And now it's a 4v5 and your team's up. They don't really want to risk that. Phenix is really based on stopping the enemy team from whatever the hell it is they want to do. If they all want to rush a site, they're not going to be able to rush through this. Even if they try and jump through it, it still hurts a lot, and they're all low. Even if you hit, they're all 5 of them rush a site right through that thing. They all get hit for 60, and you don't get a single kill. That's still 90 on each of them. You've done a 300 damage in total with one ability. Now, let's say, you know, they jump through and you don't hit a single shot on any of them. You've done 300 damage. You're really good at stopping them from what they want to do. If they all want to defend A, great. Hard to defend it if you can't see anything, which is where his curveballs come into play. If they defend A, and you know they're all defending A because you just used your ult, or you have a natural suspicion, and even if you blind look through and see, let's say 4 of them on A, just go B. Just go somewhere else. Completely shut down their plan of catching you guys off guard if you go for it. Just, your main job is to stop the enemies from what they want to do, and be careful doing it. Because if you throw up a wall, and your teammates don't know, they're gonna get hurt. Same thing with the fireball. You know, you fuck it up, it goes back to hit you, well, all of a sudden, your clove's on fire. Good job, you've killed your teammate. You gotta be careful with them. And especially with his ult, you do need to kind of coordinate it with your team if you can, because you'll notice when that run it back timer runs out or you get shot and killed, you'll go back to where you started. And if people know where you started it, well, you know, same with ISO or Clove or a teleport, they're just gonna be waiting. And the second you come back, you're gonna get minked in the head. So you do need to be careful. You definitely with the ult, if you're not using it on offense, you want to try to coordinate it with your team to the best of your abilities. All in all, though, I'd say Phenix as a character is more based around stopping the enemy team from doing what they want to do. He's not necessarily the best 1v5 person you're going to have out there, but he's exceptionally good at shutting down little corridors with his R1, at blocking off things with his wall. He makes it very difficult for the enemy team to get through him without getting severely damaged or getting picked off. Because even if you get 1 or 2, now you're at an advantage. It's a 4v3. Really good at stopping the enemy team. And I'm pretty sure that's it. That's all, yeah, right? Be careful with what you're doing with his abilities, otherwise you're going to kill your own teammates. And hi, Boots. What do you need, buddy? I don't know, my dog's breathing in the mic. I don't know what he's doing. All in all, be careful with him. Otherwise, you're going to get your own teammates killed. Don't be afraid to be too aggressive. If you know you can win a fight and you get out on 30 or 40 HP, these heal you. All of them heal you. If you back to the 4 people swing in here scenario, right? If you, let's say you swing, get a kill, come back, throw a wall up, you're getting healed passively here. They're now in a spot where they don't want you to be full HP, right? Because if they swing and get 1 lucky body shot and you die, that's nice, simple, easy kill. But if they swing and you're 100 HP, it's not 1 shot. They might shoot you in the body, you might get them in the head. So don't be afraid to be too aggressive if you know you can take a fight and actually win it and get back to safety. Because you have many abilities. You could have up to 3 of these balls of fucking fire that heal you. Up to 3. You'd have to kill 2 people to do it, but you can have up to 3 and a wall of fire. And you have an ultimate. Even if you die with an ultimate and get 1 kill and you go back, you have so many things that heal you. This guy is really hard to kill if you're a good Phenix. He's really annoying to kill. Because if you make any noise at all, he's just gonna flash you. You do need to be careful though, because it's audible. his abilities are audible. So if you are not careful, you're gonna make a noise and enemies are gonna swing, and it's not too good because, you know, you get one looking like this, you're dead. You get one looking like this, you're dead. Just one looking like this, right? You need to be careful. He's a very, very good character if you are careful and intelligent in how you play the game. He is not a character you want to play if you have no brain at all. That is not the person he is. You want to be smart with him, and if you're smart, you can be very, very efficient with how to play him, because he is exceptionally good at stopping people from doing what they want to do. All in all, that's going to be it for today's video, though. I hope you all liked and enjoyed a part of it, learned something, picked up on something you might not have known. Do be careful with Phenix. If you liked it, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, comment about who you want to see next. I'm gonna slowly make my way through the characters simply because I feel like console is still or Valorant on console is definitely still newer, and there's a lot of different things. Like the curveball, if you're not looking at it, it doesn't blind you for nearly as long. On console, though, you can't really look away as fast as you can on PC. Blinds on console are much more efficient and much better because your opponents don't have enough time to look away. Unless their sensitivity is stupid high, it's really hard to look away from a blind. On PC, you can just flick your arm to the other side of the table and you're fine. That's not something you can do on console. Flicks are much harder because naturally you have a thumb to aim with, unless you're playing claw, I guess. No, even then you use a thumb. You have a thumb to aim with. You don't have a whole arm. So I'm gonna make my way through the characters on console and give you guys general how a character works, how to use them, simple things like that, because I'm not the best player in the game, but I feel like a lot of people are getting into it because it's on console now and it's free and it's pretty easy to get your hands on. You just sign up for a beta and more often than not you're gonna get a code for it, and even if you don't, everybody gets 5 codes, well 6 themselves included. So if you have a friend who managed to, or even if you just go online, you're probably going to find a code. A lot of people are getting into it, and I'd like to just give some advice to the beginners on how to play these characters. I'll make sure to tell you whether or not you're free when you get it for starting out the game, or if you have to purchase them through the credits you get in game, or with money if you want to skip the wait. All in all, I think it takes about 20 hours per character if you're playing just standard non-competitive. So it is definitely an investment, but you do get 2 free credits if you do the entrance when you first get the game. So you'll have 2 free characters if you manage to do those. They're not hard to do at all. All in all, that's it though. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to see who else. Just tell me who you want to see me do. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.